Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when President Uhuru Kenyatta announced the death of former President Mwai Kibaki, the Deputy President William Ruto, in his eulogy, he went further to write a long story about Mwai Kibaki. And according to Ruto, Mwai Kibaki was a mentor to him. There are so many things Mwai Kibaki achieved during his tenure when he was even in Kanu and even when he became the president. And after that, the deputy president retreated from public engagement back to his current residence. Because the last time Ruto was in public rally, it was in Kakamega, when he was engaging some people there in what he was referring to as business block meetings and some kind of rallies. So that is what he was going to do across the entire country, region by region. But he suspended every program to allow mourning Mwai Kibaki. Then after that, maybe after burial, Ruto is going to resume his programs of campaign. But Professor Mutahi Ngunyi has contrary view concerning William Ruto move to retreat from public campaign. According to Mutahi Ngunyi, Ruto simply took a break because he's running out of resources. That Ruto wanted Mwai Kibaki to be punished by ICC. And therefore there is nothing Ruto has to celebrate about Mwai Kibaki. And this is what he tweeted on his Twitter handle. Chinua Achebe taught us that if you see a frog hovering on Nairobi tarmac on a hot day, it is running away from danger. It is on record that Ruto wanted Kibaki charged by ICC. Suspending his campaigns for 3 weeks to mourn Kibaki is a lie. The man is broke, period. That is Professor Mutahi Ngunyi giving his views concerning William Ruto. Anyway, I did not see Ruto confirming that he is going to take 3 weeks to mourn Mwai Kibaki. But what we understand is that all of these politicians have retreated to allow the mourning of Mwai Kibaki and the service to follow. And then after that, they are going to resume. And that's why even Raila Odinga is cutting short his activities in the US to come back for Mwai Kibaki burial. Now, I don't want to dwell much on the issue of ICC, but I want us to try and check on the issue of money, resources. Because according to Mutahi Ngunyi, Ruto is running out of money. We want to see if really what Mutahi Ngunyi is saying is true, something close to the truth or not. But before we go deep into that, I have a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but you have not yet subscribed. So, my humble request, please consider subscribing so that any other time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend a video to more viewers. Back to a discussion. Now, first of all, when UDA party decided to conduct their nomination across the entire country, most of us believe that William Ruto was going to spend a lot of resources, and mainly that money was going to come from his own sources of income. But that is not the truth. The reality is that all of these individuals who are seeking UDA ticket, of course they were paying some fee. Every party is charging that. And this fee is not charged equally across all political parties. It depends on which political party you are joining, whether it is more popular or not. Again, also depending on which position you are applying for. So all of these individuals paid that money. And that is the money that helped to facilitate all the logistics required to run a successful nomination process. So in as much people are saying that Ruto spent money, that is the money Ruto was spending, not from his own pocket. Then some other individuals here and there who were supporting this process were helping with their own funds. So that is exactly what happened. So in my view, Ruto simply decided to use the nomination fee properly by conducting that nomination rather than pocketing the money or putting it in the party account. And so we understand that beside mourning Mwai Kibaki, there could be a possibility that William Ruto is running out of resources. So Professor Mutahi Ngunyi might be saying the truth to some extent. And number one of the first reasons why William Ruto might be running out of campaign resources is because of early campaigns. Ruto started his campaigns in 2018. Immediately after they were sworn in, together with President Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto embarked on vigorous rally campaign, especially in the Mount Kenya region and some other parts of the country. And you know, in every campaign and rallies you go, we have seen people are spending a lot of money. And William Samoei Ruto was dishing out money every rally he attended. People were expecting to give money, and he was giving in millions. So you can imagine maintaining that amount of money that Ruto was giving in every rally he was attending from that time up to now. You can see Ruto simply spent a lot of money because campaign period had not yet started, and now soon they're going to announce the campaign timelines, where now politicians are going into serious campaign on the ground. But Ruto started his campaign long time ago, using a lot of resources. And another difference is here. When Ruto started his campaign, he was giving money. But as of late, William Ruto is not giving money. In every rally, he was telling Mama Mboga that I'm giving out 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. But now, Ruto is not giving out money. That tells you that there is a possibility Ruto pockets are now getting more empty and empty. That's why he cannot dish out the kind of money he was giving. And the reason number two is that definitely Ruto was being facilitated by the state in so many functions that he has been having. When he wants to get out, his vehicles are fuel. He had a budget to cater for a number of issues within his leadership as the deputy president. And the reason number two is that from the time William Ruto started contradicting President Uhuru Kenyatta, some of his budgets were cut down. Most of the privileges he was enjoying from the state, it was reduced. So that means that the way the state was providing so much money, which was enabling him to do a lot of activities, feed people, convene rallies, meetings, it was reduced down. And this forced Ruto to go into his own money and call in friends to help raise money to run his activities. So you see, from that time now, some of the activities started reducing, especially when Ruto started saying that he has become the opposition leader. So that means he has to spend his own money, no privileges. The budget is now down. So it is you now as a party leader to use your own resources to run your programs and not depending on the government. So that one also hit William Samoei Ruto so hard. And the number three, in the beginning, Ruto was buying supporters across the entire country. If you go especially from Mount Kenya region, every strong candidate Ruto was buying to bring his side. All those strong politicians who have been supporting Ruto, they have not been doing that freely because politicians would want their interests to be taken care of. Some people feel that when I support you, I risk losing my seat. So for that reason, if you pay me nicely, then I can support you unconditionally, knowing that even if I lose my seat, I will get back to the business. Sababu umenilipa. So most politicians joined Ruto because Ruto was able to pay them. And now, because he was spending money, that money was not coming back. So he has to reflect on how to get now money to use in the really campaign. You go to the Kisii, Ruto was buying people. You come to Western, Akina Kalwala and the team, they were bought. And all those supporters from Mount Kenya region. And the reason number 4 is that after UDA nominations and anyone who joined UDA party, there is one thing they knew, that William Ruto has shown that he is going to support these people in terms of logistic and resources to facilitate them have a strong, serious campaign on the ground. So most of these people are expecting William Ruto to facilitate their campaigns, whether they are MCS, members of parliament, senators, and governors. That's another major reason these people were attracted to UDA party. So Ruto is meeting with the reality. You have now the team. The whole list is out because you have finished your nomination. But now these people are looking at you to give them campaign money. So that when they will be campaigning for themselves, they will also be marketing William Samoei Ruto as their presidential candidate. So that is the situation William Ruto is facing now. I don't know if UDA party has enough money to facilitate their candidates to run a successful campaign, especially these people who joined Ruto from Mount Kenya region. All of them are 100% sure that Ruto needs to facilitate them. They believe that. And they were promised, of course. Then some individuals from other regions, watu kama Aisha Juma, watu kama Bwana Kalwalo Kakamega, people like Silvana Sosoro and the team, you come to Nairobi Sakaja and the team, they need UDA party to help them with the campaign resources. And that money will be coming from William Ruto. So Ruto is in this hard situation on how to facilitate these people now with serious campaign money. It's no longer the issue of getting out and dishing millions of money in public to create popularity. Now it is the issue of now looking for the real votes on the ground. And lastly, of course, Ruto had trappings of resources from the government simply because they were contract he was getting as the deputy president. So some of these contracts were cut off. He is no longer doing that serious business with the government. And therefore, some of the resources he was getting by engaging in business with the government, they have cut down. So because of that, of course, his businesses are also going down. And therefore, those channels of bringing in resources have reduced. And because of that, Ruto can be a frustrated man on how to get resources to run a successful campaign. Then last but not least, most of these business people who support the presidential candidate and other aspirants, they always look at someone and the possibility of this person winning an election. They have been looking at William Ruto and comparing him with Raila Amolo Odinga. And these people, reality is dawning on them that there is no way William Ruto will become president in this August election. There are high chances that Raila Odinga will be the next president. So Ruto may be at the year 2027 and 2032. Because of that reason, these people are not finding any reason to support William Ruto with their resources because he will not win. Instead, these people are willing to channel their money to Raila Amolo Odinga's campaign because they are sure Raila is going to win, and after he's going to win, of course, these business people are going to get contracts in the government. They are going to do business with the government. So most of these people are realigning themselves with the Raila Odinga side and not William Samoei Ruto side. This could be some of the possible reasons why Professor Mutahi Ngunyi anakejeli William Ruto. I don't know what to think about this, but that's my view. So let us have a continuation of this conversation through the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to me up to this far. May good God bless you and see you in our next video.